Starbucks is asking Americans to sign a petition. You're going to send it to Washington. You want three things. What do you want?
Well, I think we all recognize that there's something seriously wrong in this country as a result of the dysfunction in Washington. And as we march towards the 17th, which we are literally on a collision course with time, what appears to me is that the American people cannot be heard. Their voices cannot be heard. Their level of concern and dissatisfaction is loud, but they have no vehicle to express themselves. So what Starbucks is going to do, starting today in our stores and running through the weekend, is give our customers and the American people across the country, in every Starbucks store, the ability to sign a petition, a nonpartisan, very respectful petition that just asks for three things that we all can understand and I think support. Please open up the government. Please pay our debts on time and do not default. And please reach a long-term, bipartisan, comprehensive budget deal before the end of the year. All three of these things are well within the reach, the purview, and the opportunity of the policy leaders in Washington. And once and for all, let's demonstrate leadership, conviction, and courage on behalf of the American people. That's what we're asking for.
What do you think the consequences are if we do not reach a long-term debt ceiling deal? What does that mean?
Oh, the consequences are dire. Our standing in the world, the fracturing of consumer confidence, the psyche of the American people, small and large businesses across the country will be significantly affected. No one will be immune. We have to bury the hatchet in terms of our political differences, have civil discourse, and let people get in a room and commit to themselves they're not going to leave the room until they solve the problem for the American people. This is just insanity. It's shameful. In my conversations with the elected officials in the White House, what was clear to me and why I think we had to do this in terms of the petition is that there was no sign to me in talking to either side that between now and the 17th there was a strong likelihood of a long-term deal. And as a result of that, the American people's voices must be heard, and we must provide a level of pressure and concern delivered to Washington so they understand that the American people are watching, the American people are serious, and they are significantly dissatisfied with the level of leadership and problem solving coming out of Washington.
You said, I don't pretend that both parties are equally to blame. So what did you mean in writing that?
Clearly, the issues on the Republican side have created a level of dissatisfaction in which the president could not or was unwilling to meet them halfway. But again, I'm not here to parse words about who's to blame and who's not. I think both parties need to come together today and solve this problem. The blaming is over.
You said earlier this week that Starbucks is going to come out and do a number of things over the coming weeks, really to get the government or to try to get the government in Washington moving. What else might we see from you?
I think that the rules of engagement for a company today are changing. It's not just about profit, it's about the balance between profitability and your conscience. And also I think we have an opportunity to provide for our employees and the communities we serve, and in this case, to become engaged in a very important discussion about the country. We will continue to look for ways to add value. We're not looking for ways to engage in political discussions, but when you're facing a situation like this, I just could not allow myself to be a bystander when I think Starbucks can make a difference. But let's sincerely hope that the next time we speak, we're not talking about a government shutdown. We're not talking about missing our debt payments. We're talking about important things for the 21st century. A new fiscal policy, a new 21st century tax policy, a new 21st century immigration policy. And we can move past these self-induced problems